are the Gemstone Mine Bible Story, the Testing Pit, which is the games, the Picnic Snacks, which is snacks, the Excavation Post, which is the prayer post, and the Artifact Crafts, which is where they will get to do a craft. So in the beginning of each day, they have an opening program and they have a closing program. So in the opening program is where the kids are going to be introduced to the theme verse or the verse of the week. So the verse is one verse. It is actually Romans 8:38, and I have it up here on the top of my wall, 8:38 and 39 actually. And the verse is, "For I am certain that nothing can separate us from God's love." That's just day one. And then we add to it on the following days. Day two, neither death nor life, neither angels nor other heavenly rulers or powers. Day three, neither the present nor the future, neither the world above nor the world below. Day four, there is nothing in all creation that will ever be able to separate us from the love of God. And day five, which is ours through Jesus Christ our Lord. So each day there's an emphasis that is put on that portion of the verse. So for day one, they are focusing on the flood and how God used the flood to not only cleanse the world, but say that we are set apart and we are special to him. So part of the program also is with the end of the program, where each day the crew leader will be given a question for them to answer, and then they will put rocks with their answer, which is we'll get into that in a few minutes. They will put rocks with their answer on the wall. And I just went ahead and wrote the question for day one, the flood, which is, what does God do to show you how special you are? And then each child will either write an answer, or they can draw a picture if they're too young to actually write the words. And then they'll put it on a rock wall. And that'll be like one part of your room or a hallway. You can do it a hallway in your church. And they will be putting those on at the end before the closing program, as they're on their way back to the closing program, and the crew leaders are going to help them with that. So a couple of things with regard to this program, and it has to do with your crew leaders. So I don't know how any of you actually mentor and train your young teenagers or your young people to help out in like a VBS program or any other children's ministries program. But one of the things that they do for this program, and I'm going to share my screen so you can see it, and that is that they have a crew leader's guide. Now, the crew leader's guide is not in the kit. So this is something that you would go to, and I'll be showing that to you in a few minutes, the AdventistVBS.org website, and you would download it. And basically the crew leader's guide, number one, has on the left side, you'll see child safety, what the VBS volunteer or crew leader is expected, how they are expected to behave. And then on the right side, they can put in their name and the name of their crew, which in Jasper Canyon, the names of the crews are Crystal, Geodes, Agates, Opals, and Garnets. And then they can put the name of the kids also on this piece of paper. And then they can use this piece of paper throughout the entire week to have the same children in their crew. And this gives a crew leader the ability to learn more about their kids, get their names right, and not getting a new crew every day. They may get a new person that comes the next day, but they can still have the same crew that they had on the first day throughout. And this helps with just, the kids feeling safe in their environment and also that there is a point of reference whenever they come into the room. So within this crew leader's guide, again, it's downloadable from the AdventistVBS.org website. It has the introduction as to for the crew leader, and that their crew of rock hounds, and that is their little children that are with them. That's what they're calling them. Then it has tips for crew leaders. And here you can see the crew names, the crystals, geodes, agates, opals, and garnets. And then it also has the stations that they will be going to, the gemstone mine, excavation station, artifact station, picnic snacks, and testing pit. And it also gives them tips for the crew leaders, which I think is kind of important. Sometimes we do not give enough of that kind of information to people that are helping with our crews, to let them know that when they start seeing their kids come in, just to play duck, duck, goose with them, or Simon Says, or a game, or something that they can also keep them out of other people's hair, you know, just keep them active and busy. So with these kind of tips that they have provided for you through this handout, they also give how to handle challenges. What if my crew won't stay together? Well, it gives you a tip of come up with creative ways to travel. So this is sometimes stuff that, you know, we don't maybe think of beforehand to help with our kids getting from station to station so they get the most impact. And then as we go into day one, it actually gives the dialogue that the crew leader needs to review and understand, at least conceptually. Maybe not, they may not be able to say it verbatim, but they need to be able to at least understand it conceptually to say with their crew as they go from place to place. And it has places where they can fill in what the days are going to be. So on day one, the daily find, or the gem of the day that they are finding, or on day one, it's crystals. It could be that they are finding, nope, it's not crystals. Anyways, is the daily find is God, Jesus made me special, I dig it. And the crew leader would be the one that would be helping them hold the 2 thumbs up and strike a cool pose with holding the 2 thumbs up. And maybe even, because now we are a world of selfies, maybe even taking a selfie with them at one of the times where they're saying, Jesus made me special, I dig it, and doing the cool pose. So they can get to know, the crew leader can get to know their kids. Again, the bedrock verse for the day is just the first portion of Romans 8:38-39. For I am certain that nothing can separate us from God's love. And this is something that they can continue on and talk to the kids about, being certain that nothing can separate them from God's love as they move from station to station and as they deal with challenges possibly. And as we go down, you can see at the bottom here of day one, the closing program actually has the crew leader review the daily find and the bedrock verse. And like I just said, take a selfish, a photo time. And then the crew assignment, hand out the paper gemstone, which is the piece of paper. Mine is just a Post-it, so it will stick. To answer the question, what does God do to show you how special you are? And here's the emphasis that the crew leader will be asking them to actually, you know, encourage them to think about how each day God shows them personally how special they are. And they can come up with the various ideas. But again, the crew leader guide is not part of the kit. It is only in downloadable from the website. So we'll go back to, oops, wrong place. 1 second. Okay, so this is the VBS, or the AdventistVBS.org website. And as you can see here at the top, you have Home, Explore, which has your overview, resources, music, preschool, mission, and all those kind of things, and how you can order the kit. The items that are in the kit are not all here, like the director's guide and things like that, but they are available in the kit. The music is provided also here. We're going to go and listen to that now. So in the opening program and in the closing program, you will be doing this, and I don't know why it didn't take me to music, but here we go. You can, the theme song is Treasured by God. And we are going to go ahead and listen to that. Can you hear it? Thumbs up if you can hear it.
It's kind of, it's not very loud. It kind of comes and goes.
Are you having us hear it through your computer, or did you actually connect the sound through Zoom?
I have it, the volume as far as it will go.
Okay, you can connect it through Zoom though. Did you do that when you shared? Did you connect through Zoom the sound?
No.
Okay, so if you get out of share and reshare, before you completely reshare, look in the lower left corner, down lower bottom corner, and you'll see where it says share sound or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So just click that and then it'll come through as if it's on our computer too.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Erin. That was helpful.
You're welcome. I teach online all the time. So that's what I kind of thought you might be doing, is trying to show us here, let us hear it through your computer, and that we can't really hear it well at all.
What's interesting is it only is allowing me to do a new share.
So that's okay. Just click on new share and it will, you got to stop sharing really, but you can just do a new share.
How about that?
That's it.
There we go. Perfect. Okay, this is the theme song. Okay, so it only does a short 34 seconds of it, unless you download it. But then we have also Be Strong. And so for the music, you can do multiple, however long you want to in the beginning, but always, you know, in VBS program, it's always best to, when you get ready to start actually the opening program, to do the theme song, and actually do the theme song as many times as you can, so that the kids are singing it on the way home, which is one of those wonderful things that kids love to sing on their way home. They love to sing in the car. And as you can see here from the website, there is the one that which is the vocal in English, that's contemporary. Then there's a contemporary instrumental that does not have any of the vocals. And then there's the traditional vocal in English that you can also choose from, and a traditional instrumental. So you have these items that you can choose from the website and download, but the music also comes in a CD in the kit and in a DVD with the video of the kids, with video of kids doing the motions and the actions that go along with the song. Also in the kit comes a music guide, or opening and closing music guide, that has the sheet music for each of the music. If you want to have some, if your church has a band and you want the band or a young singing group in your church to get involved in doing the music for you and having them learn the songs. And then there are also the other resources, the opening and closing Rocky the Rock Hound soundtrack. And this is just a way to introduce the kids that Rocky the Raccoon is appearing. And he only comes in on the opening and closing. Rocky is the dog, and he waves to the kids and he sniffs around looking for precious stones and fossils. And he helps to locate in the closing, in the opening program, he helps to locate the daily find, which is for day one. It is the, oh, I just forgot it. Anyways, it's, sorry. It is the Jesus Made Me Special. I dig it. I'm sorry. So Rocky the Rock Hound, you can order online, various places, a costume for someone to wear, or if you would like to, I had an idea. I have friends who own a golden retriever, and another friend that owns a black Labrador. And I was thinking that for this kind of program, I could have, you know, the owner of them bring in that dog as Rocky the Rock Hound, and he can, you know, then lead him to find the daily find. And also the kids, sometimes, you know, an animal can calm your room and make the kids just feel a little bit more safe in their room, if it's a new place that they've never been before. So it's just, you know, that was another little idea that I came up with that might work for you, rather than getting the costume that you would use once and then not know what to do with. And we talked about the rock wall and the verses. So in during the each day there is the different stations that the kids will go to. And in the opening and closing programs, there is also a skit that is the opening skit that introduces them to Dr. Soil. And it's not spelled like S-O-I-L, it's spelled like S-O-Y-L-E, which always throws me when I try to say it. And Dr. Soil they have videos that also come on the UBS drive with the kit that you can use, or you can have, if you have someone in your church, like I have a friend who is a gemologist, that I could use her, or I have a friend who is a geologist, and I could use him to come and talk and actually do this skit. And he would have to be willing to work with two little rock hounds, because the skit has two, Jordan and Sammy, who actually help Dr. Soil in finding different things within the program that are germane to what the flood for day one, what they're talking about with regard to the flood. So there are different ways that you can do that with the skit. And the skits comes in the VBS kit, so that you can give them ahead of time, get the kit early, give them ahead of time to those that are going to be participating. So there's an opening skit at the opening program, and then there's a closing skit to kind of wrap up everything within what's going on. In day one for the games, they will be going to the testing pit, or for an activity. And in the testing pit game station information, it provides you with different things that you can use, obtain, that you can get for the, okay, here we go, that you can get for the testing pit. And the supplies for day one is, the game is, I really didn't understand the game, to be honest with you, but the game is using plastic plates and that are brown, and then a mailbox number. And then what the kids do is it's a get to know game where they arrange the number plates in 2 lines, and there is 1 plate space between each numbered plate. And they divide the children into 2 groups and assign each group to 1 line of plates, and give each child a bean bag and have them throw it to land on one of the plates. But it's a get to know game. And if you have a small church, you would be doing all your kids together in this so that you have enough kids to be playing the game. And as they throw the bean bag and it lands, once it lands on the plate, the child yells their name. My name is Naomi, and Jesus made me special, and I dig it, and they strike the pose. So everyone then gets to know each other's name during this game on day one. So that's in the testing pit game section for day one. Then they move to the picnic snacks. And in the picnic snacks, they are making the snack of a parfait, which is with the yogurt and the fruit and granola or some sort of oats, or, you know, whatever is available to you when you are doing the VBS, as in what's available in your store that you can do with the kids. You may want to, your size for your various snacks is dependent on the size of plate or bowl or cup that you're using. So please, when you're looking at those kind of things, please be aware of how much you want the kids to eat. And not just, you know, this is what's on sale, but actually how much you want them to eat and spend time. And then it actually gives you the list of what they're recommending goes into the parfait. It also gives what the person in that station can say with regard to the picnic snacks. And today we're going to discover some real treasures. Wait, you are the treasures, are a treasure to God and a treasure to me. And thumbs up, and the person that's running that station would point to themselves. You look kind of thirsty. It's hot here in Jasper Canyon. You are welcome to drink your water anytime you choose. And so that's one thing that you want to make sure when doing a VBS program is that there is a water station for them to pick up the little bottles of water, and that the crew leaders know where those are, or that they are on their way to each of the stations. Our kids are used to having bottles of water available to drink, but you can recommend that they don't pick up every time, that they only pick up one, and then when they're done with that, move on. So that is your picnic snack station. And as we're moving on to the Jasper Gemstone. And in the Jasper Gemstone, we are making a craft. This is the craft station. And the craft station is they're making gems. And I don't know if you've ever made slime before, but there is a way with a sandwich Ziploc bag and plates that they can actually mold and make clay that will then harden. And so here it is done with Epsom salts, and it is done with small gemstones that you can buy, and then food coloring, and then they can create it and put it into egg cartons, or they can just put it on a small plate, and they can make it in whatever form they want to. And they can also, with this, if you put something inside, it can be something that they break apart later and they get the gem out of, or you can just do it as a figurine kind of thing. There are In the welcome here, today we are going to discover some real treasures. Wait, and this is the same welcome at each station. Wait, you are a treasure to God and to me. That reminds me of our daily find. Jesus made me special. Wow, you already know the daily find. You're going to be great geologists, but I would prefer to be called a rock hound because I like to sniff out good places to find amazing, beautiful, unique rocks. I know, let's make a beautiful gemstone today to help remind us of our Bible story and the beautiful and special rocks Jesus created during the 7 days of creation. His best creation is you. Jesus made you special and unique. You are one of a kind. So in the craft, it's bringing back to how they are special and treasured by God again. And they are making a artifact craft that can go with the rest of their crafts for the rest of the week. As I mentioned at the beginning, the day one, and I'm only concentrating on day one, and the day one program is the story of the flood. And the story of the flood that they are, sorry, I'm trying not to cough. The story of the flood is now in the gemstone mine. In the gemstone mine, they're basically during this activity, they are looking for ways to learn new information regarding the flood. And so within this, you would have a rock hammer as the leader of it. They would have a rock hammer, chisel, rocks, a backpack, funny glasses, or something that would help them, look at rocks, toy hammers, toy saws that the kids could use, stuffed animals that you would just find at your local dollar store, storm soundtrack, which is not part of the VBS, but is available on probably any of your iTunes. You can get a storm track so that they can have a sound effects plus visual in the Bible story, and then a compass, tape or string, a pen or pencil, and a topical, I cannot say this word, topographical map, or a map of your region. And it would be good that it be a map of like your town, your community that they're looking at, so that it is interesting to them that there's places within their own community to go and find things. So the Bible story starts out with the welcome and an explanation of a rock hound is someone who looks for precious gems, rocks, or minerals. A serious rock hound carries a rock hammer. That's where you would be showing yours and they would be having theirs, and chisel on their belts. A serious rock hound collects specimens. They got to know the difference between the quartz and an agate. If you're a really serious rock hound, like really committed to finding precious rocks, gems, and minerals, you live in an RV or trailer like I do. I travel all across the country and have been all around the world hunting for beautiful rocks. In fact, I've got rocks coming out of my ears. So for the person that is doing your Bible story, because they are using this emphasis at the beginning of introducing themselves as that they are rock hounds, someone who does search for these kind of things, you may want to have that kind of person doing the Bible study that is actually someone that does go all over the United States. I actually have a friend that he and his wife have traveled as much as they can throughout the United States to find interesting places to excavate and find fossils, find bones and different things like that, because they are interested in seeing what the United States can provide them. And there are also those that are interested in just archaeology that may be able to do your Bible story and bring that kind of information and more of those kind of things to each story rather than just someone that you give the assignment to. So look to your community, your church community, and your community, and whoever you might want to use that might be able to help with bringing the Bible story to life. Because the flood is a story that they may already know, and just needs a new little tweak to get it more to life. So the list that I read for you talked about some funny glasses. And one of the activities during the Bible story is to look through some funny glasses, or glasses that just, you can't see really well, half glasses that the kids could put on and things like that to see different shapes. You could have a kaleidoscope that they look through the kaleidoscope and they actually see different shapes through that too. So it's how far you want to go with this. You can use your imagination, or you can stick to exactly what they have put in the instructions. And then it goes on with talking about the flood, and how when they look at these things through the glasses, the funny glasses, it does change how you see things. What do you see when you look through these glasses? And it gets interaction with the kids talking to you. And then it goes into, I spent all day today enjoying Jasper Canyon. It's really nice to get out of the city. You don't need to find any rocks. You can find beauty. When I get out into nature, I feel alive. I feel at peace. Everything seems right with the world. Do you like to go camping? Another interaction with the kids, or out to the park. I love nature. I spent the day exploring Jasper Canyon, looking for rocks. And then he goes into the rocks that he found. And then he goes into, when God looks at you, he sees someone really valuable. And when we look at each other through God's glasses, we see each other as valuable too. You are special. You, it says you rock. So I'm taking that as you rock. Adam and Eve loved each other and God, but when they chose to leave God and go their own way, people started hurting them. And so now it goes into the flood story, and God saw that Noah was sad about the hurt that others were causing. And then you have the dialogue with regard to the flood story. And then in the wrap up that the teacher will be doing at this station, and remember at this station, you only have 20 minutes. So it's, try to be conscious of the time. At each station, there's only 20 minutes. The wrap up is, that reminds me of our daily find. Jesus made me special. I dig it. Stand up and let's stay together with the motions. Jesus made me special. I dig it. This reminds me of your Bible verse for the day. And here's another place where the Bible verse is again brought forth for that day. For I am certain that nothing can separate us from God's love. You are special. Have a great time today in Jasper Canyon. And then they move on to their next station. And for them to move on to their next station, I just remembered, I did not actually come across what they were recommending to use for the station when you move to the next station. So you could use a whistle, or you could use a gong, or you could use some sort of sound that tells them it's time to move to the next station. The final station that is part of the rotation for the stations is the prayer station. Day one, God made me special. And in the prayer station, it is, they're recommending decorative pots in different sizes, magnifying glasses, small to medium clay planting pots, large poster board, sharpened pencils, or pointed dowel sticks, and Play-Doh. So they are going to be designing the clay pots with flowers in them. And actually, they're not going to be designing, that's another one. They are going to actually be breaking up the clay pots into shards, and then you are hiding them in a sandbox, and then they are finding them in the prayer station. So again, the prayer station person, their job is to dig up ancient artifacts here at the site. An artifact is something that has been buried underground from a long time ago. When we closely look at these artifacts, we learn important things about the past and about the world around us. This site is very special because we discovered an entire group of artifacts about prayer. Prayer has existed for as long as we have, and it is the way that we have conversations with God. Every artifact we uncover here is helping us discover more about talking with him. And then you go into talking and having the kids talking to God. And some of our children know the "Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep" prayer. They know the "Bless This Food that we are about to partake" prayer and that. But this is an opportunity for the leader in this station to actually get the kids to learn how to do a direct prayer. Maybe not just for themselves, but for others, and actually construct and build the prayer. So use this prayer station and finding these artifacts in such a way that they see that all the pots are different. They have uniqueness about them, how they broke, and they have common things about them too. But that they also, the prayer can be unique to them or can be unique to their situation. So the prayer station is set up into general instructions, and then there's a group prayer, and then there's a personal prayer as to their unique. And then also they are going to, at this station, learn about keeping a field journal, or keeping a journal that they can write their prayers into. And I've done this with many of my Sabbath school classes where we had a prayer journal for the class. And the kids, could write their secret prayers into that journal. So this is, the prayer station is one of those stations that really introduces them. And I hope that you use it to really introduce them to a relationship with Jesus, rather than just, another station that they can go to. After they have gone to all the stations and it's time for the closing program, they will come back to the closing program area, or Jasper Canyon dig site, where they will do a review of the day. They will do the theme song. They will have time to take photos. The crew leaders will work with their kids to answer the question of the day, which for day one was, what does God do to show you how special you are? They'll review the daily find. Sorry. They will review the daily find, which is, Jesus made me special, I dig it. And they will also do the memory verse, the first portion of for day one memory verse again. Also in the closing program is where they will find about, what? This is not, no, wait, go back. They will find out about the mission project, which is another ADRA project. That. For whatever reason, okay, so for whatever reason, the Adventist source site is not letting me into it again. Okay, so I was going to show you a little bit of the video that they do for the that is available on the AdventistVBS.org site. That okay. that talks about the water project. So within, for the mission project, there is an envelope that you will give to the church treasurer that has all the money that you will collect for the water project. And the water project is, we want to build an ADRA water kiosk so the people we learned about can have good, clean water to drink. So remember to bring money tomorrow night and throughout the rest of the week. Your crew leader will give you a collection. And right here, if you can see the screen, is the collection coin bank that you can have where the money is put in with each of the crew leaders, or you can have it in one place. And as you can see, the price for it is free. So you can have the mission project coin bank that the kids are putting their money in when they come in. Not necessarily on day one, unless there are some that you had in your initial invitation to VBS that we will be collecting money for an ADRA water project. They may bring it on the first day, but you can use this coin bank at a central station or location that they can put their money in, or you can just bring it out at the closing program. Again, there will be a crew meeting with regard to the rock wall and putting up their answer to the question of the day. So sorry. There is a skit. There's the skit, the follow-up skit with Dr. Soil and his 2 assistants. And then there's the closing program. So that is basically most of the things with Jasper Canyon. This is the Advent Source website where you can purchase string backpacks, the adult and children t-shirts, and this may be adult and children, children that are assisting, teens that are assisting, that you want them in a different color. It comes in the color of this rust orange, or in the off-white that you can get there. This also is where you can pick up the kit, the closing, opening and closing DVD, which is just videos. If you don't have someone that can do Dr. Soil, then here you have the DVD that can have Dr. Soil in it. Also, it has your promotional posters that you can do, which is in the kit. You can also buy extra of the daily Bible posters and the daily find posters and station posters if you need them, but they are in the kit. And there's a hat. And some of these are also in Spanish, that you can get them in Spanish. And find posters, here's the ones in Spanish. There's also a Little Rock Hounds preschool program that comes in the kit that you can use. And your certificates of attendance that are also samples are in the kits, and the postcard to put in various places in your church, and maybe even send out to certain children in your community that there's a Vacation Bible School, Jasper Canyon, coming, and that they can attend. Another place where you can find things if you're looking for inspiration and information on different things, Advent Source, don't know if you guys knew this, but Advent Source has a Pinterest that you can follow that has a lot of downloadables. You do have to go through to find what you're looking for, but they have a lot of downloadables here for the different programs that they have done that you can see at Advent Source. And this goes on for pages and pages and pages. And that's what I wanted to show you on their website, is that on their website is the link. Let's see if the website's back up. Yay, it's back up. Okay, so on the website, here is the video, World of Water. It's only 44 seconds long. We're going to watch it real quick.
Oh, good morning, everybody. My name is Lucy. And I'm Nico. And welcome to World of Water.
Okay, so and you
This is a show about water and the people around the world who use it.
I'm here at the Adra Water Kiosk in Makuba, a small town with a big need for clean water.
It looks like we're getting a call from that means it's time for Bible Blast.
So that's a quick little promo that Adra's water project is on the AdventistVBS.org also. And down here at the bottom, you'll see it next to email, the Pinterest link that takes you to Advent Sources direct Pinterest site. And then if you click on shop, it's going to take you to the Advent Source site that I've already showed you. And all of the items that you can purchase from the Advent Source site is there. And okay. Information on preschool, which is your little rock hounds. Here's where you would find the printouts for them to color or cut out for one of the templates, if you just want to print them. So this is the AdventistVBS.org website is very interactive with most of the items that are not part of the kit, because that's a lot of paper, I'm thinking. And then the Bible study stories that you would be doing throughout the week are the flood on day 1, Abigail on day 2, Solomon on day 3, Ruth on day 4, and Elijah ascends to heaven on day 5. So this is your Jasper Canyon VBS program. And do you have any questions? And if not, Gail?
Yes.
That's all I've got.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. You all can take just a little break if you want to at this point in time, or if you have more questions that you have of Naomi, I'm sure she will be happy to answer them. It's about 10 minutes left in this session, but you all can go ahead and take a break because we will have a general session coming up. And remember, after each general session, we do the giveaways, and you have to be present in order to get the giveaways. We want you to hear the message. If you heard the message last night, you'll want to know more of it today. It's we have some awesome presenters. So thank you very much, Naomi. I learned a lot from this as well. My children are way beyond the age of VBS, but love to get involved in helping to educate other children. So I think this is really great. Thank you very much. So
I do have a question for you, Gail.
Yes.
Can they get, because of this conference, can all the attendees still get the 25% off on the kit? Do you know?
You know something, that's something I don't know, but if you
Okay.
hold on for just a minute, I'm going to see if I can find out. Okay, I'll be right
Because
back.
it used to be we could get that
Okay,
or some
25%.
sort of discount.
Okay, let me check. Thank you. I'll be right back.
There's also, while we're waiting for her to come back, there is also, if you want to do a promo for your church, there is also a promo video right here on the AdventistVBS.org website that you can show at your church. I think that it is only, okay, it's not showing me how long it is. It isn't very long. I do know that. It's not very long. It's like maybe 4 minutes, and that can introduce them to the Jasper Canyon. And then there's also this webinar. This is done by Sherry and Brad, and it is about 1 hour and 10 minutes long. If you are looking for more in depth in decorating and how they did Jasper Canyon, all the video of the music and that and those different things. They actually did all of this video for Jasper Canyon that you will be seeing out in Portland, Oregon. So if you want that information, there is that webinar that's about 1 hour and 15 minutes long.
Okay, Naomi, I found out. They're
Okay.
doing a little bit different this year. And actually, he's going to be announcing this at the general session. And that
Okay.
is there's going to be a $50 credit, or $50 that they'll be able to put toward anybody who purchases anything. So it's going to be $50 instead of a percentage.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
All right, I'll
Yep.
make a note of that.
Okay,
All
very
right.
good. And as I said, he is going to be announcing it at this next general session, so people can be in on that. Everybody, not just people who went to this workshop. So it'll be good.
Okay, great. If
Alrighty.
there's any other questions, that's,
I had a question. I keep trying to find it, but I can't. Is it Advent Source VBS is what I missed your link earlier when I could see it when you were searching.
no, it is Adventist
Oh, VBS. Okay.
VBS.org.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, and like you, I went through that quite a bit where I was like, wait a minute, is it Advent Source? And it's a link in Advent Source, and I couldn't find it in Advent Source. And then I actually sent an